And so now I'd like you to pause this video and go check out that one. It's called The Invisible Gorilla, and the short link here takes you to that longer link you see in the screen. It takes about 4 minutes, and it's a preparatory thing for what's going to come next. So please take the time, the full 4 minutes to pause the video now and go check that out. Okay, I hope you managed to do that. Because next, now that you have seen that video, you know that there can be this inattentional blindness, that we only see particular things that we focus on. So now it's time to test your awareness and go to this other link. It's shorter, it's just 2 minutes, and you can get there with the short link also, or you can just Google and Google this test your awareness Google it, and then go see that video. Pay very close attention and pause the video now. Okay, thank you. Great. I hope you get around to doing that, and maybe you feel. I hope you're feeling like you're a human being, right? Like the rest of us, because we're going to talk about how we interpret data and how we deal with data that we see. And the first thing to realize here is that having the right kind of data in front of you, it doesn't mean that you're necessarily even seeing the data, yet alone attending to the data or making the right decisions based on that data. So what this basically, what I'm trying to say is that even if you have the right information, it doesn't mean that you even see it. And even if you saw the information, it doesn't mean that you process it. And processing the information, so knowing, being conscious about, okay, so there's this kind of a thing going on, and I need to do something about it, doesn't mean that you will do the right thing or anything. And it, of course, doesn't, you don't always need to do something. This part of sort of the best math fallacy is that we need to do something. There's often this need to do something, but there's often also in complex systems where you have these feedback loops that produce unpredictable consequences, that sometimes what you do is actually making the thing worse, even though you thought that you were really making it better. And we will talk about the complexity later in this course in sort of detail. So you need to, if you want to make good decisions, or want to help someone make good decisions, you need to think each of these through and to make sure that each of those work. And just another note about the complexity, what we will talk about later, is that there is usually too much detail for any single person to handle if we're talking about problems that haven't already been solved in our social world. So hence we need to work in teams. We need to do distributed inference, so try and get as many eyes as possible if we can to look at the data. And we need to for the most problematic problems or the wicked problems, what we need is an approach that relies on the sort of same kind of process that evolution relies on. So trying many things, doing diverse stuff, keeping what's good and discarding what doesn't work, and essentially a trial and error process. We will talk about that too later in this course.